The hard thing about Apex is getting better is really challenging. And it's even more challenging because people go about it the wrong way. But lucky enough for you, I'm going to show you how to actually get better. The first thing you're going to do is before you start playing every day, you're going to pick one thing that you're going to work on. And immediately you might be asking, well, why only one thing? I struggle with X, Y, and Z. Well, the benefit to only working on one thing is just that you get to focus on one thing. If you try to think of too many things, you actually think about nothing and you actually get no better than you were prior. So by trying to be more efficient and think of X, Y, and Z to think at the same time while fighting, while trying to keep other variables in your head, you actually just like play like dog shit. If you just focus on one thing, I promise you're gonna grasp that thing a lot sooner and a lot faster than you would have. And over time, you start to stack one thing after another, and you actually turn into like some badass player out of nowhere. And you're just kind of like, whoa, I'm kind of nuts. I'm kind of cracked. VOD reviews are gonna be the second thing on the list. This is something that a lot of people know they should be doing, but in actuality, they're too lazy, don't have the time, etc. They don't value it enough. They don't prioritize it enough to fit it into their schedule when this is actually a huge factor in getting better at Apex Legends. And some of you genuinely might not even understand the value, and I'll touch on that for a second. So the big value really comes from being able to see exactly what happened, exactly what went down, how you played, how you could have played, what killed you, what made you successful. That's the biggest thing that VOD reviews offer, is it just allows you to take another look and you get to see it from a different perspective. No longer are you in the moment, do you not know the outcome, this and that. You can go back and see things you may have missed or things that you did well and you need to repeat. Like, you can just gain so much value. That's why professional teams do it. Put a little more emphasis on it if you really want to get better at the game, I promise. Oh yeah, one more disclaimer. You want to be VOD reviewing ranked games preferably, right? You can only gain so much info from pubs because pubs have no structure. There's nothing on the line. There's no penalty to die. So people do some weird shit. I do, you do, we all do. So, or let's just say we do things we wouldn't have done necessarily in a ranked game if we had RP on the line, etc. So yeah, VOD review ranked games, you're gonna thank me for it. The next topic I'm going to talk about is probably the most important one, if I'm being honest, because once you do this one thing, you actually allow yourself to start getting better at Apex Legends. And that's going to be taking ownership. You might be asking yourself, well, why is this one the most important one? And it's because you leave so much on the table when you don't take a second and put some blame on yourself and understand, where did things go wrong? If you immediately blame somebody else and push it elsewhere, you don't spend any time reflecting on what you were doing in the situation. What could you have done differently? And at the end of the day, why didn't you 1v3 them then? If you did everything right, but your teammate threw, it's like, why'd y'all lose? And I know there's gonna be someone, oh, well, you can't win every fight. And it's like, you can't. But you should always strive to win everyone. If you don't, then you already lost. And the last thing I want to say on it, because I think it is important, is if, let's say you're the IGL for your team or that match or whatever, if you take ownership before pointing the finger, pointing the blame out, your teammates will be more receptive to the criticism you do have. And if they don't already, they're going to have gained respect for you. Cam's going to call it how he sees it, and he's going to call himself out too. And I think that's really important, to not have too big of an ego that you can't, announce when you've made a mistake and apologize for it. I think if you want to be a well-rounded player, like, those two things are synonymous. They come hand in hand. Now, if you want to actually be good at Apex, you can't do it without this next thing, and that's play ranked. This one is just no debate to it. It's a fact. It is in the dictionary. You just can't do one without the other. It doesn't work. And if you play ranked, you're going against people who are like-minded, same skill set, and I don't know how else to describe this one to you guys. It's important, and I just need you to do it. Jokes aside, it gives you the highest quality of games that you can have against the hardest competition at the same time. Like, that's as simple as I can put it. Like, if you can't see the value in that, then that's a different video. Last but definitely not least is you need to make the most of your time. Majority of us don't have unlimited time to sit down and play Apex, so it's so important that when it is that time of the day for you to play, or you know what, we're gonna start calling it practice. When it is your time of day to practice, that You're not an autopilot. You're not just running around reacting. You're being preemptive. You're doing the hunting. You're the predator. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you took something away. I hope you learned something. Go apply it. Be better than you were yesterday. I promise if you guys take what I said and apply it, you won't recognize the player that you're going to become in 3 months. And I hope I don't run into you. And God bless anybody who does, because they're going to need it. All right, but now I'm out for real. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate it. Go ahead down to the comments and put a 0. That'll be the secret special call out. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. My shots, holy fuck. GG's though.